Michael Vick's dogfighting scandal. First up, Michael Vick, the electrifying Atlanta Falcons quarterback. From 2001 to 2007, Vick ran Bad News Kennels in Virginia, an illegal dogfighting ring. He and his associates bred pit bulls for brutal fights, gambled on outcomes, and neglected the dogs. In April 2007, police raided his property, finding 54 pit bulls in horrific conditions. By July, Vick faced federal charges for operating across state lines. He pled guilty in August, admitting to funding it all. The NFL suspended him without pay on August 24th, and he served 19 months in prison. Released to home confinement in May 2009, Vick returned with the Philadelphia Eagles that August under strict conditions. The scandal forced the NFL to tighten its personal conduct policies. 2. New Orleans Saints Bounty Gate. Next, the 2012 New Orleans Saints Bounty Program. From 2009 to 2011, defensive coordinator Greg Williams ran a system where players were paid to injure opponents. Knock an opponent out, cash bonus. The NFL uncovered this in March 2012, revealing 22 to 27 players were involved. Suspensions hit hard. Linebacker Jonathan Vilma got the entire 2012 season. Anthony Hargrove 8 games, Will Smith 4, and Scott Fujita 3. Appeals overturned these in September, but the NFL reinstated them in October. By December, arbitrator Paul Tagliabue vacated all suspensions. Vilma played 11 games that year, but the scandal tainted the Saints' reputation and led to stricter oversight on player conduct. 3. Ray Rice's domestic violence case. In 2014, Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice sparked a league-wide reckoning. On February 15th, Rice and his fiancée, Janae Palmer, were arrested after a physical altercation in an Atlantic City casino. Surveillance footage showed Rice dragging Palmer unconscious from an elevator. Rice was indicted for third-degree aggravated assault, and they married the next day. The NFL's initial 2-game suspension in July drew massive backlash for being too lenient. Then, on September 8th, TMZ released video of Rice punching Palmer in the elevator. The Ravens cut him, and the NFL suspended him indefinitely. Rice won his appeal in November, but no team signed him. This case pushed the NFL to overhaul its domestic violence policies. 4. Tom Brady and deflategate. The 2015 Deflategate saga rocked New England. On January 18th, the Patriots crushed the Colts 45-7 in the AFC Championship, but questions arose about underinflated footballs. The NFL's Wells report, released May 6, said it was more probable than not that Patriots staff deflated balls, and Brady likely knew. On May 11th, Brady was suspended 4 games. The Patriots fined $1 million and they lost 2 draft picks. Brady appealed and a judge overturned the suspension in September, but it was reinstated in April 2016. Brady served it that September. Deflategate fueled debates about fairness and the NFL's disciplinary process. 5. Colin Kaepernick's anthem protest. In 2016, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick knelt during the national anthem to protest racial injustice and police brutality. Starting in the preseason, his silent protest sparked a firestorm. Some praised his courage, others, including fans and politicians, called it disrespectful. The NFL didn't suspend him, but Kaepernick faced intense backlash. After opting out of his contract in 2017, no team signed him, leading to accusations of blackballing. In 2019, he settled a collusion lawsuit with the NFL. Kaepernick's protests reshaped discussions on free speech in sports and inspired other athletes to speak out. 6. Aaron Hernandez's murder conviction. Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez's fall was shocking. In June 2013, Hernandez was arrested for the murder of Odin Lloyd, a semi-pro footballer. Evidence showed Lloyd was shot execution style in an industrial park. Hernandez was convicted of first-degree murder in April 2015 and sentenced to life without parole. The Patriots released him hours after his arrest, and the NFL distanced itself. Hernandez faced additional charges for a 2012 double murder, but was acquitted in 2017. Days later, he died by suicide in prison. His case raised questions about player oversight and CTE's impact as posthumous tests showed severe brain damage. 7. Adrian Peterson's child abuse case. In 2014, Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson faced child abuse charges. In May, Peterson disciplined his 4-year-old son with a wooden switch, leaving wounds on his legs, back, and genitals. A Texas grand jury indicted him in September for reckless or negligent injury to a child. The Vikings deactivated him, and the NFL placed him on the exempt list. On November 18th, Commissioner Roger Goodell suspended Peterson without pay for the season, barring reinstatement before April 2015. Appeals failed, but a federal judge overturned the arbitrator's ruling in February 2015. Peterson returned in April, but the case intensified scrutiny on the NFL's handling of off-field issues. 8. Myles Garrett's helmet incident. In 2019, Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett made headlines for a violent outburst. During a Thursday night game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Garrett tackled quarterback Mason Rudolph after a pass. In the scuffle, Garrett ripped off Rudolph's helmet and swung it, striking him in the head. A brawl erupted, and Garrett, Maurkice Pouncey, and Larry Ogunjobi were ejected. The NFL suspended Garrett indefinitely, covering the season's remainder. Pouncey got 3 games and Ogunjobi 1. Both teams were fined $250,000. Garrett's appeal failed, but he was reinstated in February 2020. The incident underscored the NFL's crackdown on on-field violence. 9. Rae Carruth's conspiracy to murder. One of the NFL's darkest scandals involved Carolina Panthers wide receiver Rae Carruth. In November 1999, Carruth's pregnant girlfriend Cherika Adams was shot 4 times by Van Brett Watkins, a hitman linked to Carruth. Adams, 8 months pregnant, died a month later after delivering her son, who suffered brain damage. Carruth fled but was caught hiding in a car trunk. The Panthers released him, and the NFL suspended him indefinitely. 10. Spygate and the Patriots. In 2007, the New England Patriots were caught in Spygate. During a game against the New York Jets, Patriots staff illegally videotaped Jets' defensive signals. The NFL investigated, and on September 13th, Commissioner Roger Goodell fined the Patriots $250,000, docked a first-round draft pick, and fined coach Bill Belichick $500,000, the maximum allowed. No suspensions were issued, but the scandal fueled suspicions about the Patriots dynasty. 11. Ezekiel Elliott's domestic violence suspension. In 2017, Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott faced a 6-game suspension. In July 2016, his ex-girlfriend alleged multiple domestic violence incidents in Columbus, Ohio. No criminal charges were filed, but the NFL's year-long investigation concluded Elliott violated league policy. Announced in August 2017, the 6-game suspension was the standard for first-time domestic violence cases. Elliott appealed, briefly delaying the ban with restraining orders, but served it starting mid-November. The Cowboys struggled without him, missing the playoffs. Elliott returned in week 16, finishing with 983 rushing yards. 12. Richie Incognito's bullying scandal. In 2013, Miami Dolphins guard Richie Incognito was at the center of a bullying scandal. Teammate Jonathan Martin left the team in October, citing emotional distress from harassment. Evidence included threatening voicemails and texts from Incognito, including racial slurs. The Dolphins suspended Incognito indefinitely on November 3rd. An NFL investigation confirmed a pattern of harassment by Incognito, John Jerry, and Mike Pouncey. Incognito's suspension was lifted in February 2014, but the scandal damaged team dynamics and sparked debates on locker room culture. 13. Plaxico Burress' nightclub shooting. In November 2008, New York Giants wide receiver Plaxico Burress accidentally shot himself in the thigh with an unlicensed Glock at a Manhattan nightclub. He sought treatment and turned himself in, facing charges for criminal possession of a handgun. The Giants suspended him 4 games and placed him on the reserve list, ending his season. In August 2009, Burress pled guilty, receiving a 2-year sentence. He served 20 months, returning to the NFL with the Jets in 2011. The incident led to stricter gun policies for players. 14. 2023 Lions gambling suspensions. In April 2023, the NFL cracked down on gambling violations, suspending 3 Detroit Lions players. Jameson Williams and Stanley Berryhill were each banned 6 games for betting on non-NFL sports from a team facility, breaking league rules. Their suspensions were later reduced to 4 games, and both were reinstated in October. CJ Moore faced an indefinite suspension for betting on NFL games, a direct violation. The Lions released Moore and Quintez Cephas, also implicated. The suspensions highlighted the NFL's strict anti-gambling stance amid growing sports betting. 15. Art Schlichter's gambling addiction. Baltimore Colts quarterback Art Schlichter's career was derailed by gambling. By 1982, he owed $700,000 in gambling debts, and bookies threatened him. Schlichter cooperated with the FBI, aiding arrests in Baltimore. In May 1983, Commissioner Pete Rozelle suspended him indefinitely. After agreeing to treatment, the ban was reduced to 13 months, and he was reinstated in June 1984. Schlichter's struggles persisted, ending his NFL career. His story became a cautionary tale about gambling addiction in the league. Jameis Winston's Uber incident. In June 2018, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Jameis Winston was suspended 3 games for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. In March 2016, a female Uber driver accused Winston of inappropriate sexual contact during a ride. The NFL's investigation concluded he violated policy, announcing the suspension on June 28th. Winston apologized, vowing to improve. The league warned that further violations could lead to banishment. The case highlighted the NFL's efforts to address sexual misconduct allegations.